What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Amy. So, on today's episode of Let Amy Tell It, I asked 15 people yesterday, half men, half women, what they felt, what actions a woman can take that would label her bitter. Okay. So, out of all the answers that I received, I compiled the top 10 things that you can do to be a bitter bitch. Now, I don't know that anybody ever wants to be a bitter bitch. So, if you've ever been called bitter, if you think you could be bitter but you're not quite sure, here are 10 things, not prioritized by order, but 10 things that you could be doing that could make you a bitter bitch. So, we'll just start with number 10. If you do this, you could possibly be a bitter bitch. Constantly belittling and putting others down. Now, that one I think can fall under bitter or miserable, which I did discuss with a few people that bitter and miserable kind of are the same thing, in my opinion. So there's that. Never-ending sarcasm and pessimism, or just being an all-around negative person. Again, I think that can fall under either being miserable or bitter, or they're kind of the same thing. But just, you ever met somebody that's just constantly, I'm talking about never has a positive thing to say. Every time you say something, they come with something negative. Bitter bitch activities. Okay. Number 7, deliberately tries to destroy others' happiness. Yeah. Bitter or miserable. Either one. Social media bashing. Number 6. In my opinion, I guess it would depend on what you're bashing or how often you're doing that. But I'll give them that one. Number 5. Always angry or having an attitude and being unable to be talked to. I would agree with that. But I would also say that would also fall under just a miserable person. I guess bitterness, the thing that in order for you to be bitter, you have to have something to be bitter about. So be it a ex-relationship or a job or something like that. So I guess either one of any of them so far can fall under, misery or bitterness, because I guess it would depend on the situation. Number 4, speaking ill about the other parents and their significant other to the kids. Now, that one, you gonna be a bitter bitch. Like, that's bitter bitch activity. Like, you should not be negatively discussing the other parents, and definitely not their significant other with children. Like, to me, that is the highest level of ignorance. There's no reason for it. They're kids. They don't understand the dynamic of the situation, and there's no reason for you to be having a conversation with children, even if your IQ only reaches that far. Still, unacceptable. Definite bitter bitch activities. Saying slick stuff every time you see someone. Unless that applies to that someone being an ex, I don't know that I 100% agree with that, but I think I know where they were trying to go with that. Stalking your ex and their new significant other. There's no way around that. You're bitter. And you could be male or female and be bitter. Let's just be clear. We say bitter bitch, but this has no gender. You can be bitter and be a male. And last but not least, which also happens to be number 1, and it's really number 1 coincidentally, because it was actually the first one that I got from several people. So that's the reason it's listed as number 1. I do think, though, that prioritizing wise, it is the number 1 action that you can take, in my opinion. Keeping a man from his children, unless he has harmed them or someone around him has harmed them. Ladies, so sorry. Don't really care what excuse you give. There is zero, zero, zero reason for keeping a man from his children. Unless he or someone around him has harmed them. Other than that, it's definite bitter bitch activities. I'm so sorry. Still love you. But you a bitter bitch.